Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Connor Field for tonight's varsity soccer matchup as your Loyola Dons take on the Concordia Preparatory School Saints. I'm George Schaefer, joined tonight in the booth by Reed O'Connor, and let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups.
Yeah, I mean, last game, Wednesday for the Dons, they won it 3-1, right, against Gilman. The first goal scored by Cal Lackner. Gilman then made it interesting, and then Loyola then tacked on 2 more goals and put them away easily, 3-1, as I said before. And ladies and gentlemen, we're looking forward to having a good one here tonight against Concordia, and first kickoff is about to happen.
Yeah, both teams getting ready to kick off. Loyola Dons in blue, led by their captain, Ryan Andrews. The Saints in white are led by Cameron Calvert, the senior midfielder.
Andrews and Molina both scored goals last game for the Dons. So those are 2 targets that you'll be looking forward to seeing score some goals again.
Cal Lackner getting ready to kick it away.
The student section for tonight's Under the Lights game is going crazy right now.
And we are underway. Loyola getting started in an attack early here. Led by Michael Lemming. And here's Brody Good.
Nice save attempt there by Lemming to keep the ball from rolling out of bounds. Keeps the Dons in possession.
Sammy Walker with a nice layoff to Diego Hernandez. Swings it in the box, and it'll go out of bounds for a goal kick.
That's one of those dangerous balls where it just flies right in front of the goal. Hard for the keeper to grab. If there was a Don there ready to head it in, that might have put the Dons up early in this first minute.
Saints are going to try and see if they can build up an attack here early. Dons are able to almost quickly recover there with Cal Lackner.
Nice little header series there from the Dons, first at midfield, then about 10 yards down.
Michael Lemming trying to get to the ball. And they'll get it back safely. Now with Michelangelo Paravano. Lemming. Creating some space for himself now with Brody Good. Good to Walker, able to keep it in bounds, and is now with Hernandez.
Lemming, last year a freshman, he earned a spot on the team just as a freshman. Didn't start. This year he earns the starting job.
Lackner, open ball into the box, and Molina almost had himself a goal there.
Yeah, like I said before, one of those dangerous balls just rolls right in front of the goal. I thought Molina was going to have one for himself.
And Loyola quick to recover now as Paravano has the ball in midfield. With Walker.
Paravano, one of the great defenders on this Loyola team, led them to the MIAA championship last year.
And not able to find Dan Klink as this one will roll out of the touchline. Paravano. To Walker and then to Good.
Good, another one of those freshmen that earned a spot on the team, didn't start, and is now in the starting rotation.
Ball back now with Andrews, the captain of the Dons side. Scored a goal on Wednesday, a really nice header, as here comes Molina into the box. And a good tackle there from Brandon Mitchell, the senior defender for the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really nice header, a long one too, right to Molina, but he was covered pretty nicely there by the Saints. Couldn't get it done on offense.
And it will result in the Dons' first corner kick of the night. Swung into the box, and a risky clearance there for the Saints, and Will Wennick will take over.
Yeah, the Saints managed to get it done on the first set piece of the night.
Winnick takes a light shot at goal from far out, and there's nothing for him there. Eric Johnson, the goalkeeper, in green for the Saints tonight.
The Dons, a very senior-led team.
And this one's a risky ball in, and Loyola not able to clear it just yet. Lemming was able to take over. Ball now with Paravano. Hernandez has some room to work with here. And a good interception there. This time it's Darren Brewington who stopped Sammy Lackner from continuing the attack.
As I was saying before, the Dons, a very senior-led team. Cal Lackner, Joseph Molina, Sammy Walker, Dan Klink, all some seniors on this team.
Walker now with a good chance in the corner. This one falls to Molina. Molina has Winnick in the corner, and he will win himself a corner kick now.
Yeah, that time it didn't really seem like that possession was going to go anywhere. I mean, the Dons were kind of caught up in the corner. Now they have a set piece to work with.
Winnick's second corner attempt tonight. In the air, and Dan Klink got his head on it just a little too high and over the crossbar.
A little too much force there from Klink on the header. Could have had one.
So, Reed, what do you think Concordia's plan to stop the Dons' attack will be tonight?
I don't know what Concordia's plan will be, assuming that they need to stop this electric offense that the Dons have. Obviously, they went undefeated last year. They're going to have to play some tight coverage against these attack, especially Dan Klink. We know he can be electric.
Walker able to get by his man. He has Lackner in the box. Lackner goes down, and they're looking for a foul. They will not get it. As Good is applying tons of pressure now to the Concordia captain.
Things are getting tense here between these two teams. That looked like it should have been a foul on Lackner. I really thought he was going to have himself a goal there, one-on-one with the keeper.
Klink into Lackner in front of the goal, and he sends it over the uprights. Walker did a good job there of keeping the ball in, too. So we're almost 10 minutes into the game, and Loyola seem to be applying a lot of pressure here.
Yeah, George, I agree. The first goal kick for Concordia.
Lackner out right to Walker. And Caio Albuquerque for the Saints is able to clear it away. Ball now with Diego Hernandez. Hernandez makes a man miss. Swings it into the center of the box. Klink is there with the header. And again over the crossbar, but they're getting closer.
Yeah, Klink with another header opportunity. Puts this one in for another extra point, but not into the goal.
Michael Lemming there to stop the momentum for the Saints. Notice one thing, the Dons are definitely keeping a lot of forward momentum here. They're not really passing back, not really trying to slowly build up their attacks.
Yeah, George, that's for sure. 95% of the time has been spent on Concordia's side of the pitch. The Dons keeping it on offense. That seems to be their plan tonight, to keep the pressure on Concordia.
And Concordia will win a set piece at midfield. Ball swung just outside of the box, and Lackner able to clear it away.
Yeah, nice clear from Lackner to get it out of danger there. But it was all white defenders.
And the Dons are able to put a lot of pressure on this. And they forced the ball out of bounds early. Their ball recovery time has been really quick. Good now to Wennick.
The Dons have had a couple of chances, but Concordia has always bounced back with their defense. They seem to be playing pretty tight tonight.
Yeah, as Wennick and Klink can't connect on that one pass. Concordia has been spending most of their possession time in their own final third. As here's Paravano. Hernandez. Back to Paravano.
The captain, Albuquerque from Concordia, seems to be getting frustrated.
He's one of two captains on this team along with Cameron Calvert.
You'll recognize him with the headband on the back of his hair.
Lemming tried to start a good run there.
And that was a really nice move there from Lemming. Great ball handling.
Now Lackner, he has Brody Good. Wide open, Sammy Walker out wide. Fires! Lackner recovers. And the Dons continue to maintain their possession. And they're definitely getting close to a goal here early.
It looked like Walker was going to take a shot on the far side of the goal there for a second. Instead, he tried to put it across the pitch to Cal Lackner. Didn't work out.
Yeah, so we spoke to Coach Gaetan Caltabiano earlier. And one of the things he said was that the momentum had to be a mentality thing. And they could get behind, but it wasn't really necessarily the tactics. It was how the team was performing mentally.
Yeah, George, we're seeing some of that right now with the Dons' mentality, obviously to attack early. They've had many opportunities.
As here's Wennick. Wennick's going to be a key piece of the attack tonight. Molina swings it in, and it's cleared away. Luca Perez, the junior defender, is probably going to be a name you hear a lot tonight. As Molina dances into the box, tries to float across into the middle. And Wennick firing, and it's cleared away by Perez again.
A really nice clear there from Concordia to keep that dangling shot from having to be attempted to save by the goalie.
Here's Calvert. Concordia now on a run. João Gabriel Oliveira is the one who beats Andrews and unable to find Albuquerque there.
Concordia's first run has been disrupted quickly by this Dons defense.
No foul called there as Michael Lemming and Bernardo Azid Dorado both go down. Hernandez to Walker. The West Virginia commit trying to start an attack here. Cal Lackner over the middle to Klink. Klink into the box. Walker with a back heel. And Lackner not able to get there, but there was almost an own goal as Brandon Mitchell cleared the ball just past the woodwork.
Soiled an opportunity there. A great touch pass to Dan Klink, who put it into the middle for Lackner. Just couldn't get there. The goalie was absent. The goal was wide open.
And that's probably the closest they've gotten tonight so far. And we'll see Will Wennick again for his third corner of the night. Ball comes in. Klink gets a head on it again. Concordia able to recover.
Yeah, looks like third time was not the charm for Klink on that one. He's going to have to start connecting on some of these headers.
But you will see Wennick is going to be actively looking for Dan Klink throughout the night on these set pieces. And here's Ryan Andrews joining the attack for the first time tonight.
Last year, Dan Klink won the Gatorade MIAA Player of the Year. So we know he can be an electric player.
The North Carolina commit, who also plays for Pipeline Soccer Club in Baltimore. And Wennick will have another set piece. Concordia putting a lot of pressure with Luca Perez to try and stop Dan Klink. He's probably the only one height-wise that's going to be able to challenge him on these set pieces tonight.
Yeah, Sammy Walker's up there in height too, so you might see them looking for him on those headers as well.
Wennick, he's able to find one thing. It's the gloves of Johnson. So Concordia will try to start another attack. Loyola's been really successful in getting the ball right back from Concordia after this, though. And they do now. Here's Dan Klink.
Yeah, George, I totally agree with you. The Dons have just been dominant in this category of just keeping the ball in their possession.
Yeah, maintaining possession as Molina sees his ball roll out of bounds, and it should be the fourth corner of the night for Wennick. And I think 3 or 4 of them have come from this left corner here.
Yeah, this will be the third from the left corner for Wennick.
Wennick swings it in. This one falls to the ground quickly.
Not enough height there from Wennick on the kick.
Paravano tried to make something work with it, and the ball will fall to Mattingly in midfield. He got dangerously close to connecting with Oliveira there.
Nice sky ball from Mattingly.
Brody Good able to kick that one away. Walker watches it roll off the right touchline. And Loyola's going to have a player down here, and it looks like it might be Diego Hernandez. So Concordia will have a throw-in. It'll be with Darren Brewington, the sophomore defender, as the clock will restart with Concordia in possession. Unable to connect with his man, but it looks like Hernandez is doing fine now. Brewington will have another throw from the same spot. And this one, Albuquerque's not able to maintain control of, so Walker will have a throw.
Yeah, Albuquerque's been calling for the ball all night. He finally gets it and just taps it out of bounds. Dons get possession back.
Wennick able to have a nice layoff there to Ryan Andrews. He'll swing it back to Paravano, which to me is probably a sign that the Dons are getting more comfortable in their attacking strategy.
Yeah, George, I totally agree. It looks like the Dons are going to try to get a little bit more in control of this game, keep the ball in their possession, which, I mean, they have been doing, and there is a foul.
Very questionable there, and it looks like there might be a card here, as Dan Klink goes down after a very aggressive tackle. The referee will decide no card, just a warning, and Paravano will take the free kick.
In my opinion, that one should have been a card. Klink went flying after that hit.
It always depends on how they connect with each other in the beginning, though. As Paravano swings this one in. And Molina with the rebound. It was a half volley attempt, and it misses the left upright, or goalpost. And Eric Johnson, whose name we'll probably be hearing a lot of tonight, will take over the ball.
Yeah, another one of those opportunities for the Dons. Looks like they're about to have a goal.
As Perez's pass finds Sammy Walker. Walker into the middle to Lackner. Recovered by Johnson. It was a great chance for the Dons.
A great chance for the Dons, but also an amazing save by Johnson. He came out on that ball and scooped it right off of Lackner's foot.
And Lackner's been the one to get it in the box tonight. A good attack here from Concordia. Trying to maintain possession, they can't. And the referee is gonna call that a foul, I think, on Ryan Andrews. If I was Concordia here, though, I'd be trying to rush to take this free kick before the Dons are able to settle in the defense.
Yeah, well, they didn't, and now only Klink is back there for the Dons, and he seems to be going in as well.
So Concordia, if they're gonna do anything in this game, it's gonna have to be done through the set pieces. As we approach the 20-minute mark left in the half, halfway through this opening period. And the ball will fall to Michael Lemming. Concordia with a Hail Mary shot that misses Drew Mattingly, the goalkeeper for the Dons. He didn't even have to flinch.
That set piece adds up to nothing there for Concordia. And as we know, this Dons defense can be stifling.
And now we'll see if the Dons are able to take advantage of it. Here's Ryan Andrews. They're slowly building up now. Brody Good. Now with Hernandez. It's Paravano. And back to Ryan Andrews. Wennick.
Andrews, who we said before had one of the goals in Wednesday's game, playing defense tonight.
Molina thought he had won himself a throw, and instead it'll be Brewington who has it. Or, sorry, Brandon Mitchell. Here's Molina, trying to go on a break. He has room on the left side. Molina showing some pace as he goes into the corner, dribbles between one man's legs, and it's not enough to win himself a key attack. This throw falls to Wennick. Concordia win the ball back through an interception. Here's Oliveira. Nice pass there from Oliveira. Concordia have a chance. Ball comes into the box for Concordia, and a really risky tackle there from Hernandez to halt that attack. He did it on Chase Biddison, the junior, and that could have shaped up very nicely for the Saints there.
Yeah, I thought Hernandez was going to draw a penalty.
Walker. A nice move there from Walker as he finds Klink. Now back to Sammy Walker on the outside. Tries to swing the ball in. Johnson recovers. He was looking for Lackner.
Just unfortunate. What an amazing series there for the Dons. Walker with a nice spin move on that Concordia defender, and then great touch from Klink to get that ball back to Walker. Couldn't make anything happen.
Concordia they're doing a little bit better in the attack now. As Klink lays it off to Walker, they're slowly starting to build up and get some extra uniforms in the area. Walker into Molina. Molina with a bicycle kick to keep it in bounds. And Concordia will maintain possession.
Yeah, that one just put a little bit too far there from Sammy Walker.
The foul there, I believe, was on Dan Klink for pulling on the neck collar of Mitchell. And the atmosphere is really building now tonight. The student section is completely packed, and the stands, I think, are almost overflowing now. Nice ball in, and Oliveira's able to get to it. Concordia still in possession now. Oliveira tried to get it over the middle to Albuquerque. Here's Biddison. See if they're able to keep it in with Hernandez, and he does a good job there. As Dan Klink is trying to join in the defense. The Dons need to get some personnel back. As Klink recovers, he can get on a good break here. Over the middle to Molina. Molina not able to get the ball past Johnson, who's been really good tonight on coming out and bringing the defense to the Loyola attack.
If Molina was able to just get that ball past the goalkeeper, he would have had a completely open goal.
And Concordia just fumbled a chance to have a really nice counterattack there. But they still have the ball as Wennick intercepts.
Now we're seeing that Concordia offense kind of come to life here. If the Dons want to win this game, they're going to need to go up soon.
Walker, that ball is nicely defended by Brewington. And they're giving Sammy Walker a lot of room on the left side, but they're not giving Molina any room at all on the left. Over the middle now to Molina. Yeah, and they're keeping space very tight on Molina's left wing.
After those first couple of series for the Dons, Concordia realized how dangerous Molina can be. Now they're sticking to him.
Yeah, but at the cost of they're giving Sammy Walker a lot of room to work with, and he's had some dangerous balls into the middle, particularly to Cal Lackner. And it'll be a throw-in for Mitchell. Mitchell's throw-in does not stay in for the Saints for long, as it looks like Loyola may have made a personnel change during that break. Yeah, as Loyola sub in number 18, Will Addix, to help with the defense, as well as number 23, Jimmy Black. As Sammy Walker not able to make much of that attack there.
Concordia's defense starting to step it up more. The Dons aren't getting as many opportunities, and Concordia seemingly taking over those opportunities.
As this ball's cleared away by Ryan Andrews, we're under 15 minutes to go.
And that ball lands in the stands.
Another personnel change, Joel Romero also in. As Walker to Lackner, back to Walker. Walker dances past one man, into the box to Lackner, and again, Johnson's able to sweep the ball out from under his feet.
Lackner seemingly had another opportunity to put the Dons up 1-0. Great save by the keeper.
Johnson gonna take his time. It falls right to Paravano. Paravano now with the ball to Wennick. Wennick out to Black. And they'll get it back to Ryan Andrews. Some pressure coming in from the Concordia attack. Oliveira quick to get to Ryan Andrews there. As Lackner able to find Hernandez, a really nice layoff there. He has Sammy Walker, gets between Brewington's legs, keeps the ball in bounds, and Walker into Paravano. Paravano now to Klink. Romero has some room in the box. Now Paravano. This could shape up to be nice for the Dons as Black swings it in, looking for Klink. Just past the right post, as he was able to get a foot to that before Johnson was able to get his hands on it.
Tough opportunity there for the Dons. Klink and the keeper collided, and there was nobody there to put it in.
Concordia now. Landon Poor is their sub, marking Will Wennick tightly. And here's Black.
Looked like Wennick was going to run away with that one.
And Hernandez keeps calling for the ball here. He'll receive it from Will Addix. Hernandez to Walker. To Paravano. Now Walker on the break. Swings it into the middle, too far for Klink, but Molina will recover. Molina backwards to Black. Here's Molina. And the flag comes up.
And that attitude adjustment for the Dons that Coach Catabiano was talking about to us before the game seems to be starting to play in here, as the Dons dominated this game through the first 20 minutes, and now Concordia starting to step it up.
Yeah, the Dons are going to need a goal to silence this momentum that the Saints are starting to slowly earn. Here's Addix in the defense now. Hernandez over the middle to Klink. And Luca Pires is able to make the stop.
Great defense there from the Saints to keep Klink from getting that ball. A little short on the pass.
And it'll be a Loyola throw. Here's Black into Wennick. Wennick has Molina in the corner. Molina swings it in, and not on target. It'll fall into the hands of Eric Johnson yet again. And the Loyola Blakefield student section chanting, "Keep Joel."
Their chants echoing through campus right now.
Yeah, there is a very big student section presence here tonight.
And they're trying to help the Dons earn back some of this momentum that they lost.
Yeah, you're not really used to seeing big student sections at these soccer games, but the culture that Loyola's built here over the past few years, and obviously being a top 10 team in the nation helps, certainly. But the atmosphere of these games have been great.
Especially on the Friday night games.
Andrews, now to Addix. Addix, Paravano. 10 minutes left to go in the half. See if the Dons can make something of this slow start. Paravano tried to find Lackner over the middle. It would have been good, just not high enough. As Addix tries to lay it off to Andrews, and Oliveira got his hands on the ball. Oliveira now.
Good recovery there from Oliveira to keep the ball in Concordia possession.
Tries to swing it into the middle. Albuquerque not able to get there, courtesy of good defending from Hernandez. Walker now lays it off to Lackner, and if Lackner had given it back to Walker there, he could have been on a run. And Loyola may have just won a corner here.
And Klink is down in the corner.
Klink still slow to get up, and they'll stop the clock here for an injury timeout. Klink is now on his feet, and they'll have a corner. And Will Wennick coming out, and in comes Barbera Torre.
Wennick had a great start to this game, and then Concordia started locking him up as soon as they realized the potential that he could have as a game wrecker.
Torre has lots of pace, though, so he should definitely add to the attack here, as Hernandez is down after coming in for that tackle. It looks like he may have gotten kicked, and he may need to come off here.
Hernandez also an important piece in this match.
Especially contributing to the defense and the attack on the wing, feeding in balls to Sammy Walker, and Hernandez might need some attention here.
The clock will stop once again.
And both teams will have a chance to get a water break here, as Hernandez looks like he is now getting up. He'll probably be taken off now. Walker, one of the few players on the pitch not to go over to the sideline. He stays on the wing. Can you... So 8:38 left to go in the first half. And Concordia should have possession here. Hernandez is taken out, and Michael Lemming is subbed back into the game to take his spot, but he's on the opposite wing as he's used to. So play does continue now. But I think the ball will be with Loyola at this point as they seek their first goal of the game. Black finds Paravano. Not able to hang on to the ball, and this one smacks the scoreboard for a Concordia throw. It'll be Mitchell as we reach 8 minutes left to go in the opening half. No score yet. A nice layoff there, does not go anywhere. Concordia doing a good job of maintaining possession up until now. As here goes Molina, finds a way through to Klink, and this should be a Loyola throw.
If you've just joined us, by the score, you might be thinking this has been a boring game. It has not. The Dons have had many opportunities to score, cannot convert on any of them, but offensively it has been very exciting.
They may have another one now, as Addix finds Lemming on the right wing. Like we said, he's used to playing the left wing here on this squad, but he's doing fine now as he nearly connects with Lackner there. Albuquerque trying to start a run. Paravano able to kick the ball away. As another minute has gone by and time is ticking, the Dons are definitely going to want to have a lead going into the halftime break. And the ball comes back to Mattingly. He might have a silent game tonight, just based off of how little of an attack there's been from the Saints.
And once again, I'll say it, we know that the Dons have an electric offense. They went undefeated last year, won the MIAA, so we know that they can score goals. It's just the mental aspect of things right now, just as Coach Catabiano explained to us.
Yeah, head coach Gaten Caltabiano said he was really excited for tonight, his first ever Friday Night Lights game as a member of the Loyola Blakefield coaching staff. As Albuquerque tried to start a run there, Lemming able to keep it in. Ball now with Sammy Walker, sorry. Here's Torre. We're almost at the 5-minute mark here, so the Dons are going to need to act pretty quickly. They probably only have 1 or 2 chances left in this half. Paravano swings the ball. Dan Klink gets ahead to it, but he's too far away from the goal for that to mean much. As Andrews takes over to try and restart the attack.
And we know 1 or 2 chances is all it takes.
Molina has a good run into the middle. Floated over the middle. Dan Klink gets ahead to it.
And once again, it looked like the Dons were going to have a goal there. The goalie couldn't find the ball as it was floating up in the air.
And the offsides flag did come up as we are now at 5 minutes left to go in the first half. So it should be Loyola's first or second offsides tonight. But as we now go under the 5-minute mark, they're going to need to make as much of these last few opportunities in the half as they can. Andrews to Molina. Concordia definitely tightening up and putting some more pressure on the Dons now. As Paravano finds Lackner. Back to Paravano. Klink looked like he was making a good run there. So Lackner moves into the middle.
Since that Hernandez injury, the student section has been relatively quiet. Now they're gaining energy again.
Should definitely be another contributing factor as this pass misses its mark, which was Sammy Walker.
The Dons boosters always do a great job with keeping the electricity in these games.
So now 4 minutes left to go. Brewington will have a throw. Paravano with the interception. Torre with a nice ball there to Walker.
Clink, good job by him to keep that possession
Lackner
alive.
into Walker, a good ball there, and Walker has his goal. The opening score of the night comes with the right winger who's contributed so much to the attack tonight, and it comes courtesy of a Lackner assist.
The story of Sammy Walker on tonight's game. He has been ignored on that right side ever since Will Wennick was going crazy in those first 10 minutes over on the left side. Walker finally makes his mark on this game.
Absolutely, they haven't been paying much attention to Walker at all, and he makes them pay. 1-0 to Loyola, and I told you they needed this goal before halftime to help out with their momentum. And that might just suck the life right out of the Saints. As we restart, 3:36 to go. And there's definitely a new buzz around the stadium, as here comes Paravano. Clink again. Walker again, trying to find Lackner in the middle. He still can, and Walker again! Sammy Walker, 2 goals in 30 seconds.
Walker passed off the other team right back to himself and manages to put it in the goal. Same spot as last time. 2 goals, 30 seconds, Sammy Walker.
The Saints won't just learn their lesson. And the Dons make them pay in a huge factor here as they go up 2-0. And that goal happened in just 16 seconds after the last one. Concordia are definitely going to have some halftime conversations about that lapse in judgment right before the end of the half. Those final few minutes of each half are how you win and lose games, and they played them the worst possible way.
I totally agree, George. And now this stadium atmosphere feels like it just had an electric shock to it. Everybody is hyped up about this game now. The Dons will have a lead going into halftime. 2:45 left to play.
Here's Lemming, and it's worked out kind of nicely having him on that right side, contributing to the attack. Here's Walker, who's having so far a man of the match performance with 2 goals. Here's Andrews, trying to connect with Molina, and it soars just over his head. 2:20 to go in the half.
As always, at the end of the match, we will name an LSN Player of the Night. Will Sammy Walker, the front runner?
I would agree. As now the Dons can ride this momentum into halftime, feeling very comfortable with themselves.
All that momentum that Concordia had gained over the last 20 minutes has absolutely been zapped out of them. The Dons have it all.
As Jimmy Black halts that attack there, gives Loyola some time to readjust. Student section loving every second of it. A blocked shot there, courtesy of Paravano, and he blocks another. Torre able to get a foot to that one. As Concordia has a good chance here. Will Addix has a nice clearance, although Concordia is trying to see if they can respond as quickly as they can before time runs out here with a minute to go in the half.
Yeah, as I said already, those Dons boosters, they do an amazing job contributing to one of the best home field atmospheres in the MIAA.
Nearly a goal there off of a miscommunication between Mattingly and Paravano there. But yeah, if you notice, as soon as the student section started to get their heads back into the game, is when Sammy Walker had those 2 quick goals.
We can see how much of an effect the crowd has on the atmosphere and even for the players.
Yeah, definitely the 12th man, that number 1 ranked student section. As here comes Concordia. Albuquerque lays it off to number 19 for the Saints. And Mattingly recovers. 20 seconds left to go in the half. And Dan Klink almost was able to make a run for himself there. As we approach the 10-second mark, the Dons are just going to have to hold this result.
Yeah, like I said, 5 seconds left to play. Concordia just hoping they can have a desperation attack here.
And as time expires in the first half, it's nothing but good news for the Dons as they lead 2-0 over Concordia Prep. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Connor Field for tonight's varsity soccer matchup between Loyola Blakefield and Concordia Prep. The Dons scored 2 goals in the first half, courtesy of Sammy Walker, both within 16 seconds of each other. So they definitely have the momentum coming into the second half here.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is right. Welcome back. Sammy Walker, the story of the first half, left virtually unguarded here on this right side because of the attention that the left side needed. He made his presence felt within 5 minutes of the half when he scored 2 goals back-to-back, 16 seconds apart. Sammy Walker, the front runner for the LSN Player of the Game right now. We'll see if anybody else can surpass him.
I doubt it at this point.
Yeah, unless somebody comes out and scores 3 goals, I doubt it.
Concordia Prep to start off the second half in possession. And we are now underway, courtesy of Oliveira. He was the main source of the attack for Concordia the first half, Reed.
Yeah, he was. And another good narrative of this first half was the Dons boosters over there in the student section giving life to this Dons offense. As soon as they started getting loud again, that is when Sammy Walker went off for his 2 goals. So I think that gives a lot of momentum and push for the Dons side.
Well, there is a set piece won in a dangerous position now for Loyola. Cal Lackner will take the free kick outside to Sammy Walker. He's the man of the night so far. And the flag comes up for a goal kick.
Yeah, the whole time, the entire first half, virtually, Sammy Walker had opportunity after opportunity, and things just kept going wrong. He couldn't convert, and then finally, those 2 back-to-back goals that have the Dons on top, 2-0.
So this will actually be a corner, courtesy of Wennick. Brody Good able to get back to it. Here's Paravano.
Dan Klink with another header attempt. He had many of those in the first half.
Concordia going to try and start an attack here. It's Albuquerque. Looks like they made a few personnel changes to the attack so far. Cameron Calvert's going to try and get himself more involved, as well as Caleb Krukashank. I think that's how that's pronounced.
A little bit too much touch there on the pass. Klink recovers, and it's batted away.
Should be a goal kick here for Eric Johnson, who up until the last few minutes had himself a pretty solid first half. Mattingly clears, and Lemming and Good are going to try and build up this attack. Back now to Ryan Andrews. Here's Lemming.
We know this Dons roster is good, and we saw them struggling in that first half to convert on those attempts. And then finally in the second half when they scored the 2 goals, that put life back into this stadium. And this Dons roster is virtually like an all-star team for the MIAA.
Really, it is. I don't think I'd put much other people outside of the Loyola roster on it. Maybe a few players from McDonough here and there.
3 freshmen this year made the varsity roster. None of them are starting. Michael Mooney, Liam Friedman, and Cole Phones, the 3 freshmen.
Concordia building on the attack now.
But as we were saying last year, it was a very junior-led team last year, and this year, a lot of those all-star players are seniors.
So Concordia is going to try and make the most of these first few minutes. Here's Cal Lackner, lays it off to Dan Klink. Back to Lackner now. Ball through to Sammy Walker, and the keeper's there to keep it out.
Yeah, nice play by the keeper to run up on that ball and keep it from even touching the foot of Sammy Walker.
Back now to Andrews. Here's Lemming. Oliveira trying to build an attack here. Pass just misses the back heel of Albuquerque.
This Concordia team has not had many chances in this game. They started gaining momentum about halfway through that first half. Before that, the Dons were dominating. And then, of course, the electric end of the half by the Dons as well.
Parvano and Andrews now. Here's Walker. Concordia looking pretty good in attack so far, so they have some room to work with. Ball in Oliveira, and it's cleared away by Michael Lemming. This one comes off the foot of the Concordia midfielder, Will Wennick.
That time, Concordia had a chance to maintain possession.
So Wennick trying to start back the attack. Now it's with Paravano. Here's Klink. Klink trying to get it to Molina. Molina being very tightly marked tonight by Brandon Mitchell.
Yeah, it's the same thing we were saying in the first half. Molina, being so tightly marked, left that opening for Sammy Walker.
Walker now plays it through to Hernandez. Hernandez swings it into the box. Klink got a foot on it. Nothing there for him.
Hernandez was one of those players that went down over on the far sideline right under the scoreboard about 10 minutes before the end of the half. Back in the game now.
As Ryan Andrews starting to build up the attack. Concordia now have some room to work with. Oliveira trying to push into the box, and it'll go out for a goal kick.
Yeah, Oliveira was there showing off his speed, trying to catch up to that ball, but couldn't.
Reed, I think the Dons will probably have to slow themselves down a little bit this half after they got those crucial 2 goals before going into the break.
Yeah, they're going to need to slow down the momentum for sure. Keep themselves paced so that they can keep Concordia off the board.
Here's Andrews. Laying it off to Hernandez. Loyola definitely taking their time with the ball here.
Yeah, right now, the defense is just playing pass.
As this one gets into Molina, chips it over the head of the keeper, and Molina scores. A brilliant solo goal for Molina as he celebrates with the student section.
Molina, a great chance there for him. He solo takes on the keeper and another defender, manages to get it around both of them and put it in the goal. The Dons have a comfortable lead.
And I don't think there's going to be much Concordia can do to come back now. I think this game's probably finished for them unless they can pull off a miracle.
Yeah, George, I totally agree. Concordia will need a miracle to come back against this Dons all-star team.
So Concordia will restart, and it seems like every time they try and give themselves some more momentum, it just gets taken right away. As Walker now to Lackner. Lackner making some room for himself. Through ball does not find its intended target in Dan Klink. As we're now 10 minutes, almost 10 minutes down in the first half, and the Dons have already tallied another goal.
Yeah, the keeper for Concordia has been one of the only bright spots for their team, even though it may seem that they're down 3-0. Both of those, or two of those goals, he couldn't really do anything about.
As Lackner's out on a run, courtesy of Klink, tried to look for Molina, but there was just too much congestion in the box for them to do anything. Here's Wennick. Wennick's ball takes a deflection and finds Lemming. Lemming with some room to work with now on the outside of the box. And the attack ends there with him.
Crucial interception there by Concordia, keeping the Dons from taking another chance.
Ball swung over to Oliveira. Nothing there for him. As here's Cal Lackner, has a lot of space. Lackner gonna find Klink. Klink swings it back in to Lackner, at least he tries, before it takes a deflection off the face of a defender.
This Concordia defense stepping up in this moment right now, deflecting that pass from Klink.
So it should be a Don's corner. It's Will Wennick again, and he's been very busy in the corner tonight.
Yeah, especially that far corner for Wennick. He had at least 4 when the Dons were kicking from the other side, and he has another one now.
Wennick swings it in. Ryan Andrews almost got his foot on it. Second rebound attempt, no good. Lackner fires in. And recovered by the keeper, but another good opportunity there for the Dons to extend their lead to 4.
A powerful shot there by Lackner, bouncing on the ground.
Concordia will win a throw-in in a dangerous spot here. Does not go as well as they had initially planned, though, as we're now under 30 minutes to go. I'm sorry, under 28 minutes to go left in the game. Seems like there's not going to be much for the Saints to salvage here.
Yeah, the Dons with a very comfortable lead with only 27 minutes left to play in this game.
A really long throw in there for the Saints. And none of their good attempts have been good enough. A prime example there with that ball that goes over the touchline. And Andrews will be pushing forward to start an attack.
Andrews playing a crucial part in this game on defense. He was a goal scorer from last week, along with Molina, who has a goal in this game as well.
A long shot there goes wide left. No threat for Mattingly.
You almost have to wonder where he was aiming with that one. Almost a full goal to the left of the actual goal.
So Andrews will lay it off for Brody Good. Student section getting very active as we get later into the game now.
As they have been the whole game.
Lackner trying to start an attack. Ball now with Klink. And a good ball there to Lemming. Lemming able to find Wennick. Now to the outside with Molina. And this ball soars over the head of Dan Klink. Should be out for a goal kick.
Wennick had some very fancy footwork over there in the corner to keep that attempt alive. Unfortunately, the pass couldn't connect with Klink.
So some personnel change here for Concordia. Something important to note, they've just taken out their head striker in João Oliveira. Hernandez tried to get to the ball before it raced out of the touch line and was unable to do so in that instance. Cal Lackner recovers the ball in a nice spot. Now to Klink. Klink maintains control. And Walker tries to connect with Oliveira there, but again, too much congestion for them to do much. As Wennick recovers the ball in a good spot and should go out for another goal kick.
Lackner and Wennick, two that have played a very crucial role in this game. Wennick always on the corner kicks on that close side of the field in this half and the far side last half.
Concordia trying to build another attack. This time it's without their main man, João Oliveira. Mitchell there gives it off to Albuquerque. One person we haven't heard much from tonight is one of the co-captains in Cameron Calvert, as Walker places a nice ball through to Klink, but there's just a little bit too much on it.
Yeah, that one looked like a really nice pass. He ended up putting a little bit too much juice behind it.
Lackner has Walker as a runner, but not able to find the angle for him.
Not a great pass there from Lackner, who has been pretty on point tonight. Lackner last half was playing in the middle, attempting a lot of those shots.
So it will be Walker finding Molina in the inside, tried to cut in, but his touch was too heavy. As Lemming now recovers, lays it off to Klink. Klink racing to the corner, swings it in, able to find Lackner, and they're not able to do much with this attack yet again. And Lackner did go down in the box there after contending for that header, as Hernandez able to steal the ball away, swings it in the middle, Klink wide open in front of goal, and Dan Klink has his first of the night, the Dons' fourth, and a great connection there with him and Diego Hernandez.
And there's Klink celebrating in the corner. He finally got that perfect header shot he was looking for all first half. Klink had 4 or 5 of those. They all soared over the goal. Not this time. A goal for Dan Klink.
Yeah, he's been attempting with those headers time and time again. But it only takes one good one for the Dons to go up 4-0 with 22:43 to go in the game. And this is going just as we have expected as a personnel change. Joseph Molina coming off and Joel Romero coming on.
The Dons starting to sub in their bench players, almost knowing that this game
is too far gone.
Too far gone.
Clock restarts and it stands 4-0 to the Dons. Top 10 team in the nation. Not much you can work with if you're Concordia coming in to Connor Field with this atmosphere. They were almost, I'd say, doomed from the start.
Yeah. After that Molina goal, we said that Concordia would really need a miracle to come back in this one. It turns out it went the opposite way for them with that Klink header. Don's up 4-0.
Yeah, he'd been trying, and just because his headers weren't connecting doesn't mean that Concordia was defending them well at all, and they were just exposed yet again. Wennick now pushing in the attack. He has Walker. Walker with some really nice footwork there, still has the ball and finally loses it. Although Andrews now joining the attack is able to recover. So 2 goals in the first half, 2 goals in the second, and we're not even halfway done this second half here. So 2 quick goals at the end of the first and 2 goals at the beginning of the second. As here's Romero with some room to work with. Romero seems to be a fan favorite for the Don student section tonight. Wennick lays it off to Romero. Lemming now. Good. Paravano now to Lemming. Lemming tries to connect with Romero. And another ball there misses Klink. Concordia will take over.
Cal Lackner playing some solid defense on Concordia there.
And some sub changes for the Dons. Barbara Torre coming in. Will Wennick coming off. And Ryan Andrews is taken off in place of Will Addix. Their nights may be close to done here. As here's Addix. And those sub changes always seem to get the student section on their feet. And a foul's going to be called on Loyola. I believe it was offsides, although as we get under 20 minutes here, I'm not sure these little things are going to really matter too much. I think it's more of a discipline thing at this point.
The student section over there starting to celebrate that win already, wearing their red, white, and blue. Patriotic.
Torre with a nice ball to Klink. Now to Walker. Walker back to Torre again. He's going to be a good factor in the attack for these remaining minutes, and a clear foul there as Sammy Walker was shoved back off of his feet by Dugmawi Harisa, the Concordia defender. Nice ball there, swung inside. Lemming will get his feet to it. Lemming again, a nice shot, takes a deflection. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, a good save there by Concordia.
Yeah, Eric Johnson, the goalkeeper, he's been pretty solid. Just a few defensive mistakes have caused those goals. There's nothing much he can do about them. Definitely, I'd say the toughest goalkeeper Loyola's faced this year was that McDonough goalkeeper, who had, I think, 11 saves, and most of them were on target. And these saves were really kind of game-saving. If it weren't for him, Loyola would have won quite comfortably there in Owings Mills. They'll have another opportunity this year to do so here, which should be a great game.
The Dons trying to slow things down now, knowing that the victory is within grasp. A 4-point deficit is almost impossible to overcome.
Not in 18 minutes, yeah. What Concordia can do here is maybe make a few sub changes, try and see what they can learn from these last few minutes. Honestly, the only thing they can learn is there probably should have been a little bit more preparation coming into this. They gave Sammy Walker way too much room to work with. They tightened it up a little bit in the second half, and then Dan Klink, there's not much you can do about him creating space for himself inside the box for headers, but again, it's just slight adjustments that can make this game go either way.
Drew Mattingly, one of his few touches tonight. And coming into this game, we knew that there was a pretty significant overall talent advantage towards the Dons, but we had no idea that it would be this drastic.
As Romero able to keep it in, but his ball goes into the stands and headed back into the field by a Loyola student. Some nice footwork there from the Concordia attacker. Doesn't go anywhere, though. Will Addix was the man who took it. Some more personnel changes, it looked like, for the Dons. Number 26, Cole Phones, the freshman, getting some action here. First freshman to come on the field tonight, as Torre finds him here.
Good strategy by Coach Caltabiano.
Romero had a good run there. He's able to find Lackner. Lackner goes down, and it looks like it may have been in the box, calling for a foul, and neither the referee or the linesman made the correct decision.
That one off the crossbar of the field goal posts. But as I was saying before, a good strategy by Coach to put his freshmen in and see what those guys can do.
So now Loyola, all they can kind of do is keep applying some pressure. Here's Sammy Walker, and that should not be called a foul if the last one was. Walker wide open inside the box. Klink trying to do it himself, and it goes too high. I think Walker wanted Klink to lay it off to him, which could have been for sure a goal.
Oh no, there's a Concordia player down on the field. You hate to see it in this.
He looks like he might be getting up. Should be fine, but again,
You hate to see those injuries when the game is almost out of reach.
looks like Loyola's warming up some subs. In this, I think the student section sees that. One thing they definitely want is to keep Joel Romero on the pitch. But Loyola definitely wanting to make some personnel changes with 15 minutes to go.
And another Concordia player is down on the pitch.
And it looks like Loyola will start to make some of those changes. Paravano, I think, might be coming off, or he's just getting a drink. But Concordia definitely making some subs. Had a few injury issues.
We even have a backup goalkeeper getting ready to come on.
So 14:44 to go in the game. And it's been all Loyola. Long story short. And again, another chant of keep Joel.
And it looks like play will resume here eventually.
And yeah, the student section's definitely showing some love to
The two-time goal scorer, Sammy Walker.
yeah. There's been a lot of talent to go around tonight. Concordia will restart play with a useless ball into the middle. Will Addix will recover.
Two different stories in each half tonight. I mean, in most of the first half, it looked like this game was going to be pretty low scoring, and then something clicked in the heads of the Dons, and they turned on the scoring, and now Concordia down big, 4-0.
Klink gives himself some room. He has Romero. Klink into the box with a shot out wide. Drags just by the left post.
Barely.
He had Romero on a run, but I think he was too tightly marked.
Romero not quite open there. Klink tried to sneak it in on that close side of the goal.
And they will finally take out Drew Mattingly. And I think Henry Fireman will be coming in to replace him. The backup goalkeeper will get some minutes here. Torre able to get his head to it. Paravano tried to reach his man there. Black on the attack. He sends a ball into Klink, wide open in front of the goal, and not able to connect.
Klink should have had that one. Took a little bit too long to bring that ball down to his foot, and the keeper had just enough time to recover.
And I think this may be the third in the last 10 minutes. Keep Joel chant.
The student section really wants
Joel Romero in the game.
they really want Joel Romero to stay in the game.
Speaking of which, Romero with a ball into Klink, and it goes off his foot, but they will call it a Loyola throw. And a triple substitution here for Loyola now. Looks like they're bringing in a few of the younger players in the squad. Will Sharp will be coming in. And it looks like Klink's night is done, as well as Cal Lackner and Sammy Walker. But yeah, Will Sharp is in, as well as E.J. Sutherland, the junior.
Who'd they put in on the far side over there?
I am not sure yet.
Number 2, that's Michael Mooney.
Yeah, Mooney, the freshman, so they brought in Sharp, Sutherland, and Mooney to close things out here.
Just an awful play there by Concordia. He tried to stop the ball from going out of bounds, and it rolled over his foot out of bounds.
And here's Addix, probably trying to lay it off to Paravano. He does. Here's Addix to Good, the sophomore.
The Concordia side of the stands starting to clear out now, trying to beat the traffic.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing that you would want to do if you were a Saints fan right now, is here's Sharp, not able to hang on to the ball. Sharp did score the game winner in the JV MIAA championship game versus Calvert Hall last season. Obviously a big moment there, but was called up to the varsity squad this season. There were a lot of juniors called up from JV to varsity this year. One of them has the ball now, Barbara Torre.
Yeah, the Dons varsity roster only lost a couple of seniors last year, but as we know, next year they will be down pretty big with the amount of seniors that are on this team.
Okay, nice run there by Jimmy Back. Here's Sutherland. Still alive, the chance. And a nasty collision there. And Luca Perez slow to get up.
Looks like he'll walk it off and take the goal kick.
See if maybe Concordia can get a consolation goal out of this game. Fireman with his first action of the night.
Yeah, Concordia, maybe they can get a goal to help save themselves a couple of ranking drops.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about differential when you're tied on in the record side of things.
So Concordia with no points to show for this game.
Yeah, as we are now under 10 minutes to go, the time wasting well underway here. And the stands are starting to empty a little bit.
The Dons really just passing it around.
There's a quick header there from Sharp, fails to find its man. And I'm not sure if that was an attempt at a dive or he just couldn't maintain his balance there for the Concordia attacker. Romero looking for some room. He has a nice ball in there to Barbara Torre. Torre lays it off to Miles Moon. Moon with a shot into the corner. The freshman has his goal tonight, and the whole benches will clear. 5-0 to Loyola, and Concordia can start the buses.
That's right, start the buses, Concordia. The freshman, Michael Mooney, just scored, putting the Dons up by 5. Incredible from the freshman.
Yes, that was my fault. It is Michael Mooney, the goal scorer.
And what a pass from the fan favorite, Joel Romero. Looks like it was a good decision to keep him in the game, as demanded by the student section.
Yeah, at this point now they're just rubbing some salt into the wound here. So 5-0 to Loyola, under 10 minutes to go. And yes, Michael Mooney, the freshman, makes his mark on the varsity team here against Concordia tonight.
Amazing job from the Dons here. 5-0, really, and just a wondrous deficit. And a game like this makes you think, will this star-studded roster go back-to-back in MIAA championships?
At this rate, I would say probably.
Concordia hesitant to even kick the ball off.
I mean, yeah, it's easy to get rattled.
And the Dons really just trying to waste the rest of this clock out before party time starts at Blakefield.
It will be fun. Here's Mitchell. Yeah, maybe Loyola might not be done, though, if they can find a sixth somehow. First, they have to stop this attack.
It would be nice for the Dons to go up by a touchdown.
A nasty collision there. Jacob Daft, the junior, was on the end of it. And he's able to keep possession for the Dons, as he was another one of the personnel changes, as well as Dylan Barnett.
Virtually none of the starters from this game are in anymore. And for
No.
good reason, too.
Here's Torre to Sharp. They were a JV connection last year. Here's another personnel change in number 25, Vittorio Michelli. So yeah, Mr. Shelley also on the JV squad last year. Here's Michael Mooney.
Some fans down there below us absolutely ecstatic about that freshman's goal, replaying the video on their phones over and over.
It was a nice finish too. From Michael Mooney. Torre there, nice ball to Sharp. Back to Torre now. Good ball control there from Will Sharp. As Torre over the middle to Mr. Shelley. Mr. Shelley goes down looking for a foul. He's able to lay it off to Sharp. Another good layoff to Jacob Daft, and it's been all the juniors now.
Mr. Shelley that time looked like he had a nice gap,
As
closed incredibly quickly.
Sutherland making some room for himself. Sutherland! And it's E.J. Sutherland to put number 6 on the board for the Dons tonight.
There's that touchdown for the Dons. Do we think they can add an extra point? Go up by 7.
And that was a class finish from E.J. Sutherland.
A nice curve goal right into that far corner. Tough day for the Saints.
Yeah, and I mean, we could have said this at halftime, but yeah, the Dons won tonight in more ways than one. So 2 goals from Walker, 1 from Klink, 1 from Molina, and Sutherland and...
Mooney as well.
Yep. And now some more personnel change. Liam Friedman, the freshman, will come in. So almost fully backups now. To start the buses chant, could have come at halftime, but it will come now. So here's Sutherland again, the goal scorer, to Sharp.
George, do you think Michael Mooney has jumped into the conversation for LSN Player of the Game? Now, I know Sammy Walker had those 2 goals, but a goal by a freshman who came on with 15 minutes left in the game.
I mean, a goal is a goal, and Sammy Walker completely shifted the momentum of that game. He's kind of the reason that they were able to get that comfortable in the first place. I would still say it's been Sammy Walker. And part of that other personnel change was a junior, George Farakis, coming into the game. Mooney again. Farakis through the uprights.
And there's that extra point the Dons were searching for.
Farakis had a good angle there. Just too much power.
This game has been a fun one if you're a fan of the Dons, a tough one if you're a fan of the Saints. The USA chants coming from the student section.
Able to keep it in, but Jacob Daft and George Farakis can't quite link up there. Dylan Barnett. So they made another change at goalkeeper, taking out Henry Fireman and putting in Tyler Rainier, trying to spread the love in terms of minutes.
Fireman had about 1 touch of the ball.
Yeah.
And the Concordia player was not even close.
Yeah, so the Concordia Prep's even losing to the Loyola Reserves now. Probably 2-0. 2-0.
2-0, that would be the score. And, I mean, this just further adds to the argument of this Dons squad is really just an all-star roster of the MIAA.
Yeah, I mean, their depth goes really deep.
And it also shows the recruitment level of the soccer recruiters.
You know, part of it, though, is that connection between Loyola and Pipeline Soccer Club. I mean, even the past 2 coaches have been Pipeline coaches, have had a lot of success. A lot of our players, one player to note, Dan Klink, who used Pipeline to get his commitment to North Carolina. It's definitely one of the reasons the Dons are so successful at the moment.
Agreed. A connection to a club like Pipeline is extremely important for the growth of a program just like Loyola.
Last year, Caden Elijah was definitely one of those other Pipeline stars in the squad. The senior now at Drexel. Speaking of graduated seniors, Gavin Carmichael recently scored his first goal for Drexel. The former Loyola defender and one of the old captains as well.
Honestly, it's a little bit sad and frustrating to watch for Concordia. They can barely even move the ball against the Dons backups.
Michael Mooney starting off on a nice run here. And now here's Will Sharp on a break with 2 minutes to go. Sharp trying to outpace his defender. He's into the box. Sharp shot is deflected, and Concordia's lucky to have that go out for a throw. As we are now under 2 minutes to go in the match. Will Sharp almost had a good goal there. So Alex Zick, the junior, also being subbed in now. As this is another dangerously close chance.
The keeper looked like he misplayed that one. Scooted right past him. Dons almost had a 7th.
Most of their blowout wins actually have gotten to 7 in the past. This season they had a 7-0 win over Spalding and a 7-0 win over Good Counsel. And we'll see if the freshman Michael Mooney can get to this ball. Flag comes up, and he is unable to keep the ball in, but it was a good effort from Mooney. Concordia on a break here, see if they can get a consolation goal. This one comes into the box.
And they can't. Nice save by the 3rd-string keeper.
Yeah, Tyler Rainier, and it shows the depth goes for all positions as we're now 45 seconds to go in this game.
It is all but over. And George, the question is, should I charge the field with the student section?
Do whatever you want, Reed. And Mooney has some space to work there with. He has Friedman and Sharp as runners. He'll lay it off to Liam Friedman. To Sharp now, and he was doubly marked. So 15 seconds to go. Loyola hoping they can keep a clean sheet here. Shouldn't be too hard.
The freshman stud Mooney looked like he had a pretty good run on that one.
And as time expires at Connor Field, it's another victorious day for the Dons as they win this game in a 6-0 blowout. So, Reed, as we discussed, I think my vote for man of the match, definitely Sammy Walker with those 2 goals coming right before halftime.
You know what, George? I agree with you, but to me, Michael Mooney is definitely a close second. The freshman backup came off the bench with 20 minutes, 15 minutes left to play, and he put one in for himself. So we'll have to look for him going forward.
Absolutely. So don't go, obviously, the game is over. We will be back on Tuesday as the Dons host Calvert Hall on Connor Field for our second Under the Lights game. But for now, we will be signing off. Have a good night.